the lava mechanic, and then you just suddenly get an entire swarm of units coming and killing you, and that's what TGS lost to in that game number 2. But that means we're getting something we haven't seen actually many times today.
That's right, at game number 3.
Game number 3. So it's going to be on Akelon Wastes. The 2 players are ready, so we're just going to be getting into that lobby fairly quick and getting into the game. I wouldn't want to call this actually.
No,
this
this is pretty close both ways. I mean, it's tricky because game number 1 we saw overall fantastic macro mechanics in both players with TGS showing that he's more than capable of doing that. Game number 2, I want to say it was a mistake from TGS more than anything else. First of all, he made the mistake by going up Slayer as soon as when those Zerglings died.
Yep.
But more importantly as well, Hope seized the opportunity to do that because Hope could have not done that, very easily not done that, and the game could have just continued. But that would just be not capitalizing on the mistake. So that was really important as well. They're tied up to 1 game apiece. Game number 3, guys, is on Akelon Wastes.
So spawning up in the top left position, we have got the green Zerg player from mouz.hope. It's Hope. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right, the orange Zerg from AT. It's TGS. This game suck. I really hope he goes macro.
As you were mentioning
Really
before, not even with an S on the end. It's this game suck, not this game sucks. It's much harder to say.
Especially when you're excited.
I think TGS has a really cool ring to it, though.
Yeah, TGS
I really like
does. I'm sure isn't that an abbreviation for something else? The game station.
Yeah, well, that could work.
I'm sure that is. That rings a bell.
I mean, Game Station is a UK-based chain.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. Who knows? So we got the spawning pool coming down first, guys, from TGS over here. And it's nothing too late. I believe it was slightly earlier. It was a 14 pool, and we have a 15 pool over here from Hope.
Game breaking.
Game breaking. And then we have the extractor coming down for TGS as well. So he's going to get a little bit of map control early on with a faster Zergling speed compared to his opponent here.
Sorry, that was nasty. Sarcasm after we've been casting for like over 12 hours.
Oh, that was sarcasm?
It's cool.
I don't recognize words anymore. You're going to have to...
It just blurs into one. We're just sitting here like the lights are slowly confusing us.
That's a good point. We've now been on call at DreamHack for 12 and a half hours. I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
Dude.
That is a long time. Anyway, this game, hatcheries.
Yes.
We should just make things really basic now. Hatcheries.
Hatcheries. Zerg. Purple. Creep. Gas.
No queen.
No queen.
Queen soon.
Queen soon. Although, to be fair, in a macro ZVZ starting off, this is actually what you typically tend to expect. And things aren't too different at the moment. We take a look. Hope is slightly ahead in that worker supply.
The gas for TGS though, hugely ahead.
Yep. Considering that the pool got down a bit earlier, and of course we have the Zergling speed on the way now for him as well, that's not entirely surprising. So we'll be able to catch up one way or another, and he'll be more protected against any sort of early game pressure and can even do a little bit of prodding of his own. So if he picks off a worker or two, that would just be a bonus for TGS right now.
So, 6lings, not a huge amount, but the big thing is speed is... Oh, I know what he's doing. Okay, he's going for a speedling all in.
Oh, he might do.
He's going to hide them from the Overlord. He's pushing the Overlord back. Yep, speedling all in.
I think you could be right here. I have seen speedling all-ins that start exactly like this before. Pull the lings in the main, send a queen to get rid of the Overlord in the center of the map.
Hope's getting a Baneling nest.
Oh,
that is exactly what you need to do to counter this. He hasn't scouted it.
But he saw the queen moving his Overlord out of the way very, very early on. And I think that might be the telling factor here. Look, injecting the hatch and then immediately going back to try and pick apart this Overlord, and indeed it is going to be a speedling all in. Look at this, 14, 16 lings and counting, continuing to pull them up inside the main base. And, well, this Overlord, there is actually, like, most of the ramp is currently invisible. It might be possible here.
He saw there's no drones there, though. That's the big thing. He knows there's no...
Oh, whoa! That's a big pool of lings.
That is a big pool of lings, but Baneling's already coming down here for Hope. TGS has to control this excellently. If he's able to do it to near perfection, he can win this game. But the Banelings are going to be the big threat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Micro! Oh, run! No! and access is completely denied to those Lings moving up towards the main base, and TGS all of a sudden not looking so hot. 33 supply versus 29, and 2 Lings remain and successfully get into the main base where they will be able to kill absolutely lickety-split.
They might get a drone. Come on, let's...
No, lickety-split.
I was trying to be nice to the poor Zerglings, okay? There was 2 of them. They
He
eventually.
got one earlier.
Yeah, he
down
got
here.
one.
Down
Yeah.
here, not in the main.
I don't care, he killed one.
He got one. Okay.
He got one.
Victory.
Yeah.
That's victory, except he's currently 30 supply to 42 down, and he's also 3 workers down. Not a great position to be in, especially when you don't have the tech as well. Bear in mind that a Baneling Nest does exist for Hope, and nothing exists for TGS. So Hope, right now, he can go for the counterattack, which is what it looks like he's doing, or he can use this, knowing that TGS is going to have to build a lot of army and he can't just tech up blindly right now, to maybe take a third, maybe tech up himself. Hope basically has options at this point in the game.
He does, but he's got to make sure that he utilizes them, because it's very easy in the ZVZ to fall behind. Especially even when you're ahead like this, things can go wrong for you. TGS is being forced to make a lot of Zerglings, but this is exactly what Hope needs. He needs to start picking off drones, but he's only got Zerglings here at the moment, and TGS isn't going to be able to clean these up.
Just about, but look at this. Look, TGS had 8 more Lings on the way just in case the attack continued to come in as well. If we take a look at the work supply, it's actually 41 to 30, and both sides are continuing to drone up. So Hope is actually in a great position right now. TGS coming in with what might be a counterattack of Lings, and Hope just needs to delay him with these Lings of his own. So if he runs them into the main base, for example, just delays these Speedlings as long as possible, that's going to bind him a lot of time, and all this time he's getting a decent amount of income. He's got the Spine Crawler, the Banelings there as well. He controlled them very, very well once. He might be able to do it again. In fact, we'd probably expect him to do it again. So really right now, we're waiting for Hope's tech choice, and we can see his lair is so much faster than TGS.
Yeah.
It's basically done, and TGS still has an in-game minute left.
That is huge, especially if a Spiral Sling starts up, and Hope is going to know that he's ahead of this stage. And what he needs to do is just not do anything crazy. And as long as he does that, as long as he plays safe and really securely for the future,
Yep.
he's got a good economic advantage, a tech advantage.
As long as he invests correctly,
Yep.
make sure he picks a good school for his kids.
Gets the retirement fund sorted,
Exactly. Contributes to his pension.
diversifies his investments.
Oh, absolutely.
Always really important. But yeah, looks like he's going to take none of that advice and go and put it all on red or black.
Come on, red, and oh dear, 2 Banelings for approximately Infinity Banelings is definitely a good trade there for TGS, and I think Hope might be overextending slightly here. TGS all of a sudden making that supply gap not look too bad now. It's 49 to 56. And if we take a look at the worker count, it's 45 to 37, still in Hope's favor, but that massive army supply advantage he had just now, well, it's disappeared.
And this is what I was saying. ZVZ, it's not over until the GG.
Well, like they said in that movie, ZVZ is like a box of chocolates. True story.
What movie?
I forget, the famous one.
Famous. Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that one, yeah. Anyway, here we go now. Banelings are just waddling forward. I love the way Banelings waddle. They're really cute.
They remind me of penguins,
They do.
like the way they waddle from side to side.
Or me after leg day at the gym.
Or you after a couple of drinks.
Yeah, very true. Anyway, here we go. We've got TGS coming across the map. He's going to try and go for a nice little bit of counter aggression. If he can force counter on the third, that'll really level things out. But you're highlighting the Spires, and that's because Munis, H are about to pop out for Hope.
And Hope's advantage earlier on can really be summarized by this right now. Yes, okay, TGS did overextend a bit. Hope did overextend a bit, and the supplies actually evened out. But because of that advantage in tech earlier on, what that meant is that Hope could tech up just that little bit faster. And look at this. He currently has 8 Mutalisks on the field, when 4 Mutalisks are only just starting up for TGS. So this is really where most of the advantage is going to manifest itself. It wasn't immediately then at the beginning of the game, although it could be, because at the end of the day it's a Speedling run by, and you have a lot more drones. So you could technically try and go for the Speedling Baneling counterattack. That's perfectly legit. But Hope at this point, he is opting to use earlier Mutalisks to kill his opponent instead. So playing it a little bit safer, I would say, going into the mid-game here.
Now that was a nice little attempt there by TGS to run some Speedlings around the side, but Hope shut it down. This is the sort of place where actually getting some Spore Coolers down would be brilliant. It may buy some time, allow the Mutalisks to engage slightly more cost effectively, but as it stands, Hope has got so many more Mutalisks, it's going to be incredibly difficult for TGS to hold on to this third and really just stop the flock of mutas for his opponent getting out of control.
He's going to try and pick apart the third base here. And don't forget, Hope is now mining at the third base. So taking what was a very small advantage and trying to turn it into a very, very big one. The advantage for Hope was minimized again after that Zergling counterattack. So the supplies were somewhat even, but this additional tech, the earlier mutas looking like they're going to be okay for Hope. The number of mutas, by the way, are 18-8 in Hope's favor right now. That's going to be it.